All right. Sip happens.
It
Episode
does.
22 or
22.
something.
22.
Although
Very
Spencer says
appropriately given Swift Week for us. 22 is a very
Wow.
Swifty.
The numerology.
Whew, she would be proud.
She gets
When
to
she
us
listens
all.
this week, she'll be so proud.
Gets to us all.
well, she's coming on after Graham Norton. So we have Helen this morning,
Right.
and then we have
It's part of her
Taylor
launch
after Graham.
media strategy.
Later today.
Mhm. Great.
Part of her rollout.
Well, if anyone's listening to the mystery voice, today is actually, honestly, a very, very exciting day. Mostly not only for Taylor's album that came out, but we have two of us reporting from childhood bedrooms, which are normal for podcasts. But we also have Helen Zhang on, who I am so thrilled to have as part of the Sip Happens pod. You know, your journey with ZIGGY'S has been something I've had my eye on for the past couple of, I guess, I don't know, like 6 to 8 weeks. And I've just so appreciated your like openness, sharing, being part of the journey. And I had so many things to talk about. And so we had to have you on because you're a mother,
Thank
you're
you.
an entrepreneur, long career in comms, you're in Singapore. We have all of the
You are
questions.
also the first guest to break the seal on actually sipping on Sip Happens.
I'm
So
shocked.
cheers to
I'm
that.
literally
Cheers.
shocked. Cheers. Thank you for having me.
We are too. It should have happened a lot sooner, but I'm
I think it should be a
6 months pregnant, so
requirement.
we're blaming that. We're blaming
I didn't know
the baby.
that.
Yeah,
God.
it doesn't show on
Okay.
a podcast.
The Capri Sun makes sense now.
Yeah.
I was
This
like,
is such a weird
interesting
craving.
choice.
I mean, honestly, it would be a great spiked adult juice box, but right now it's just like the OG Pacific cooler.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
What-
Thank you
what-
for
what-
being
what-
here, Helen.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so
What wine are you
excited.
sipping?
It's a cava, I think. I was like, I said,
Mm.
whatever's open. Just, I'm at my friend's house,
Give
and
it
she
to
was
me.
like, I'll give you whatever. Love
I'm
it.
having New Glarus.
Yeah,
so
what are you
if you
having?
know, you know. So if you're from the Midwest,
Okay,
you probably
I do
know
not
New
know.
Glarus. It's
Same.
a Wisconsin only beer. It's called Spotted Cow. It's one of the one I had in my fridge. It's one of my favorite beers, and I love it because you only really can get it in Wisconsin. They don't distribute outside of the state, and I just
Wait, you're in
appreciate-
Wisconsin right now?
I'm in Chicago. I'm
Okay.
in Libertyville.
Okay.
I'm in my childhood bedroom. For everyone who's just dying to know. But I have a lake house in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. And so when we go up to Elkhart Lake over Memorial Day or Labor Day or all the days, I bring home a stash and I keep it in the fridge in Libertyville.
Oh my gosh,
And
so
this
it's
is
very
our-
special. It's
This is
kind
a
of
special leftover from Labor Day.
I'm
Why?
honored.
How would you compare it? What is it to people who aren't in Wisconsin and will never be able to sip this? What does it taste like?
It is, it tastes like heaven. So if you can imagine
Fantastic.
heaven, the
Fantastic.
tastes of just floating on a cloud and feeling instantly transported to a pontoon boat on a warm summer day. And it's,
I love that. Wow.
So those are your energies and your vibes. So
Okay. Great.
I
Just
know.
the notes and the flavor profile, really, that was a helpful.
Yeah.
hip-
Well, for all of
description.
you, so it's a great segue into both of you. And I love this conversation because Helen and I have had a chance to chat in Brooklyn Heights. I had a delicious martini. You were on the go, of course. But we were drawing so many incredible parallels between all three of our lives. Like, I feel like we definitely crossed paths and had intersections. So,
100%.
which has been crazy. But you guys are
Well,
both...
before we get into it, Helen, can you tell us a little bit about who you are, your background? Because we know, but all of our
Yeah.
listeners would love to know who you are.
Okay, what's my tagline these days? I am right now I'm a mom of two. I'm opening a restaurant in Dumbo on the Brooklyn waterfront. My career has taken me from public relations and comms. I started in the hospitality industry and then made my way to like general consumer PR. Went in-house to a tech startup and then decided to, I don't know if I'm calling it a career pause or pivot yet. We'll see like how the business, succeeds or not. But I decided to open a restaurant in our neighborhood with my husband, who is also a lifelong restaurateur. So that's where I am currently.
My word. That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
A,
it's a
going
It's
into
lot.
business
amazing.
with your husband, and B, opening a restaurant after being in hospitality on the other side of things, to then make that choice to be like, "Oh,
Yes.
I wanna do the ownership
It's like I
side."
forgot everything that I
Yeah, because
witnessed and
that's,
was like,
as
"I
someone who
think
does
this is a good
that,
idea."
that's one of my lines I say every time to my clients. I say, "I love what I do, and I would never wanna do what you do. I would never want to own a bar or restaurant,"
I
which is crazy
know.
because I mean, I love the hospitality industry, but the ownership side of it is so, I mean, brava. What, how, why? Like, what was the precipice of, "You
The
know what? This seems like
impetus.
a great idea."
Yeah. I mean, I question it daily. I definitely wake up and I'm like, did I why? What series of
What were
decisions
we
led to me?
thinking?
What were we thinking? But basically, I was in like a transition point in my career, and my husband and I have been like just eyeing things in the neighborhood just from general like interest from a real estate perspective, and like
Mhm,
also listening to our like community of parents and neighbors just always begging us to open something because there are just not that many like accessible dining options where we live. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the neighborhood of Dumbo in Brooklyn, but it's like very tourist heavy. Um,
mhm.
for good reason. It's a beautiful like waterfront district. Lots of like Instagrammable, you know, shots that the TikTokers love. So we get like hordes of tourists. There's a lot of dining destinations catered to them, not a ton for the locals. So, you know, there has been this like growing frustration of that disparity, and we were like, let's do something about it. So after I left my job at the tech startup in December, signed a lease. Actually, we just signed it in the summer. It took almost a year to negotiate it, but we just like decided to go for it because I was like, I need to like make something new, my
Yeah.
whole personality now. So let's just like go for it. We both have expertise in this from different perspectives. Um, and I think like if it's kind of like now or never kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna either like go back to work, or like we're gonna just like try to do this and it'll be like a fun adventure for our family. And yeah,
What
And
stage are you are at in, I guess, the launch of it?
the launch of it, we are trying to open in like 4 to 5 weeks. So pretty far
my
into it.
word.
I know. It's like all happening. So we were fortunate enough to take over a space that was like had really great bones, already had like a full build out. We're doing minor cosmetic alterations, just like giving her a little facelift, and then fresh coat of paint and replacing some furniture and just like bits and bits and bobs. But obviously also like creating a whole menu and doing a lot of testing and tastings, and so we're also paying rent. Like
Of course.
we didn't get one of
Yeah.
those like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
3 months
Yeah.
free deals. So we're like, okay, what's the quickest
Yeah,
possible
eager.
turnaround we can do it in? So I think like, yeah, pretty much a month from now is.
The
And
branding looks so good, at least from
thank
everything I've seen
you.
on social, and
Yeah.
so it's a Godzilla, not a T-Rex, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
Godzilla, and the lore is it's like a family inside joke basically, but it's the name of the restaurant is Ziggy's Roman Cafe, and it's named after my 5-year-old son Ziggy. I have another son, Rio, who's older, but he's just gonna have to get therapy later on in life. Um
Or for your second restaurant, it can be his.
yes,
You
well,
like
that's
you're
what we keep
setting
telling
yourself
him.
up for an empire now.
I keep telling him, I'm like, you're the creative director of
Great.
Ziggy's, and like you're gonna get paid for this, and so we're making it work. But the lore of the Godzilla thing is that it was like Ziggy's favorite movie. He was like had this deep Godzilla obsession for like 6 months last year. And he made us watch Godzilla vs. Kong like every weekend, like every
My
like
gosh.
other day. Like he would like make us watch it. And there's a scene where Godzilla is taking a nap in the Roman Colosseum, and one day, like, my husband just texted me and he was like, I have it, the logo. I have the logo. It's the Godzilla napping in the Colosseum because it's like in Rome. And I was like, what? At first I was like, wait, you're like, what drugs are you smoking right now? Like, this is so random. Like, and then I was like, wait, actually it's kind of funny. And like,
Yeah.
it's like, there's a backstory to it. And it's kind of like a
It
funny,
works.
And it definitely hasn't been done before. So
it's definitely
which is
original.
hard to do.
It's
Yeah.
definitely original, and so we like made it a part of like our, you know, our visual system, and we had like a great branding agency called Picnic do all of our assets, and they were like very delighted that I came to them with already this like baked out idea. I was like,
Yeah, that helps
listen.
so much.
I was like, don't like just listen, hear me out. Like, it's Godzilla, but you know, he's napping,
Yeah.
and then like he's also having an espresso martini, and he's also like eating a plate of bucatini, and like we're just like, so
I
Well,
love
what
it
I
though.
loved and like what I've appreciated though is like I think specifically two things. One is when you are like an organic new brand that's being founded and started, like people follow people and people are interested in Ziggy's because of you and your willingness, I think, to put yourself out there as, you know, as the brand, as the face of this restaurant. Like, yes, of great. It's, you know, the ethos of it makes sense for Dumbo and its parents and its kids, and it's a great martini, but great food, all of that. But like, what I would love to know is like, what has that felt like for you putting yourself out there in like a different way? Because you've always been behind the
yeah,
scenes, right? You've been like
totally,
PR,
Mhm.
comms, representing
yeah.
everyone else, and now you're the face of this
Yes.
brand.
It's very uncomfortable. It was definitely a very uncomfortable shift. Like, as you said, the PR person is like never the person in front of the camera.
Oh.
We are you know, the puppet master in the back, like media training and telling the clients what to say and what, more importantly, what not to say and what to look like and all that. So it's been definitely a strange feeling. I feel like I saw something on TikTok that was like the youths have been calling it climbing Cringe Mountain when you have like less than 1,000 followers on TikTok, and but you just like you keep posting, and
Yeah, you gotta
then
keep
you like
going.
eventually just build and gain more traction, and you just have to keep going consistently. But it's definitely been a really uncomfortable thing for me. But like, you just have to, every person I talked to about like building in public and starting this journey of like creating content and, you know, showcasing like what a day in the life is and all of that stuff. Every person who I spoke to about it who's kind of like done some form of that in the past was just like, you just have to do it. They were like, you
Yeah.
just have to do it and not care. And it will feel really like, you'll feel really insecure about it for the first 2 weeks. And then you don't give a shit anymore. And I'm like
don't
at the
care.
point where I'm like, I just like don't care. I don't care. And also like, I'm like, I have to like make this business work. So like, I'm going to do everything in my power to like make sure like my investors get paid back. And if that
Absolutely.
means like doing selfie videos like in my space or like doing
And you need to
whatever.
come on clearly like podcast tours. So
Yes,
this is the
Absolutely.
appetizer to feed
exactly.
me, which I know you're
Mhm.
manifesting. So
Yes,
first
I'm
comes sip happens,
manifesting.
then comes, you
Yeah,
know,
all the other
the rest of
things.
them.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it really is like, I know like, you know, the marketers love/hate the term like flywheel, but it really is like you create like, it's like comes from the organic content, then spins into the earned opportunities, then spins into like invitations to come on podcasts, and then like I have people like reaching out to me on LinkedIn being like, I want to feature you in my Substack, or I would love to like pitch a story about you and your journey to my editor. Like, so I really
amazing.
am, yeah, like I'm a firm believer that like you can, you know, create opportunities for yourself. Like
Yeah.
the whole social media landscape has become like such a democratizing factor in like a small business getting, you know, getting attention
For
and press for
sure.
themselves, which also like is raises so many interesting questions for um the PR side of things. But
Yeah. Yeah. I actually had a neighbor yesterday ask me, she was like, now, you know, it feels like it's been a while since I've been in the marketing PR space. what are people actually reading now? Is it newspapers? And it's an older neighbor who
You're like,
used to be in
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
communications world. And I was like, honestly, like very rarely is it newspapers and magazines anymore. Those are like really cool, fun things to do, but it's so much social media and people are consuming
Yeah.
so much through TikTok and through Instagram. And so it's figuring out a way to communicate through those platforms in an organic way, which, as Steph said, you're clearly doing. And I think it's such an interesting thing, especially because that's not something that I typically do, and I don't know if you've ever did this when you were doing PR, working with your clients. You don't typically say, "Hey, make sure you get on Instagram and do a quick selfie video in the space before it's finished." Like that's not
Yeah.
typically an approach that you take. You're it's pretty much more so like, "Hey, how soon can you have me final images of the space, or when can I get
Yes.
renderings? When can I get like the
Yeah.
actual picture perfect, what it's going to look like,
Yeah.
the final piece of the puzzle?" Not, hey, it's actually a process putting this together, and here are some decisions we're making along the way, and we're probably going to make some mistakes, and we're probably going to regret that design choice or this menu choice or whatever, but you're along for the ride. And I think that's
Yeah.
a very brave and
Thank
refreshing approach to
you.
it. Is that challenging for you to approach it that way, or is that something that you're just kind of all along have been like, no, we're going to just like open the curtains and let everyone see what's happening?
Yeah, no, it's definitely challenging. I think the biggest challenge is right now is like keeping up the like content creation with what's happening in real time. So
It's a
like
full-time job.
this morning, it's a full-time job. I like understand now why like people are content creators full time because it's literally a full-time job. I'm like taking, filming everything, but then it's like I have to like stay up late at night to like edit the footage or like
Mm-hmm.
figure out what the storyline is. And like we're like comms people and PR people, like we're not just I'm not gonna just like post random footage
No,
just to post. Like I'm like,
there's got to be a story.
what's
There's
the
got to be an
hub, what's
angle.
the story, why
Yeah.
do people care?
Love the behind the scenes of specifically being like, hey, like, am I going to regret this decision of that like red table
Yeah.
thing that you put
Yes.
on like Instagram, or like, hey, check
Yeah.
out these like aprons? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, for a certain subset of people, hi, me, like restaurant people or hospitality
Yeah.
people, like behind the scenes people, branding, like, I love
I
to
mean,
see that sausage.
I'm so grateful that there are people that are interested in it because,
But wait, answer the question. Did
yeah.
people yay or nay on that red table?
Oh my
I
God,
think I yayed it.
it was a very even split, I feel like, but it was very polarizing because the people that like nayed it were like absolutely not, and like a couple of like kind of higher profile people were like, please no, like please don't do it. But then there were also people who were like, I love this, like so retro, like such a cool vibe.
Yeah.
I should have given more context, like where it was going, or like we're like using it for the mezzanine, like upstairs part where it's not going to be like not the main dining room. But we still don't. Now I'm like, oh, interesting. Like I have some feedback to contend with,
Yeah.
um, which is actually like it's definitely throwing a wrench into the process, but it's like fun. It's like funny. I'm like, now like I like come to our meetings and I'm like, okay, well this is what the internet thinks. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
this is my POV, and then like this is like,
This is what
my
the keyboard warriors
partners.
told me.
Yeah, and then this is like what the internet really like hates it, or the internet really loves it. Uh, but we haven't made a final decision. We're leaning towards something less polarizing. But we'll see. We're visiting a marble guy next week, hopefully.
Oh, of course, you're a
So
marble guy.
yeah, yeah.
Everyone's got a marble guy.
Someone has a marble guy. He's like
Of
somewhere
course.
in like Long Island City or Sunset Park or something, and we're gonna see
Cool.
if there's another option. But yeah, we'll keep the internet abreast of all
Yeah, it's
developments.
good.
Your
It's just like
fans are
wild. Cause
waiting.
like, but and sorry, I keep like asking you all these questions. So like Stephanie, just like obviously jump in. But it's like your mom, your Brooklyn
Yes.
mom, two kids, Rio, who's
Yeah.
the oldest, and then
Yeah.
Ziggy.
Yeah.
Your husband's been in the industry forever. You're up until midnight, 11 a.m., midnight, 1 a.m., visiting the restaurant. I mean, I would imagine when I ask you, like, what does a day in the life look like? You're like, it's insanity. But like, really, are you alive? Like, what's
I'm
going on? Like,
barely
what does that look
alive.
like?
I just like I almost wish I was like doing this. I mean, I would have a lot more energy if I was like doing this pre-kids in my 20s. I feel like It's really tough, like, just having the enough hours in the day to get to everything I want to do. And I just have to, like, you just have to be okay with, like, things rolling over. Like, some things are just not gonna get done in a day, and that's fine. Like, sometimes you just, like, fall asleep with the kids, like, when you put them to bed, which is what I did last night. Um, but yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm learning is, like, just saying trying to be more protective of my own time, which is, like, so hard because I'm a
Yeah.
lifelong, like, yes person. Like, I, like, am notorious for, like, overextending myself and, like, to friends or, like, whoever, like, asking for things, and I just have to be stricter with, like, my own time and schedule. But yes, I'm barely alive. I have, like, I always tell people, I'm like, "I have a hard stop at, like, whatever time because I, like, need to pick up my kids." That's kind of like the day is kind of split of, like, the before pickup and the after pickup,
Yeah.
and, like, when I can get back on my computer, like, and then, like, the part 3, which you guys know, like, is, like, the after bedtime, like,
Mm-hmm.
first part of the day, second part, and then the after bedtime. But yeah, no 2 days looks the same. It's very like, okay, we're going to, the restaurant supply store today, and we're kind of having like a day in the city, like visiting suppliers and doing whatever. Or like we're at the space all day and we're just like meeting potential servers and front of house staff, and I'm like, working on neighborhood outreach or like planning community events or um I'm like getting stressed, like listing all these things that I'm like,
Now
"Oh,
going through your
I'm
to-do
like,
list.
shit, I
I
forgot I
forgot to
had
do
to like
this.
email my landlord to like get on their email blast." Like, yeah, like things like that. But it's been like honestly really fun because no 2 days. It's the farthest thing from monotony for sure.
And
Are
you
you
also
finding
kind of oh, go ahead.
are
No,
you
go.
finding that
You
you
go.
and your husband are kind of working in tandem, or are you wearing different hats? Like certain tasks are assigned to him, certain tasks are assigned to you, or is it like something pops up and you're both like, I got it, or I got, how is it? Because I feel like my husband and I would have very, very different assigned roles if we were
Yes,
opening a
we
space
do have
together.
assigned roles. I mean,
Okay.
it's like it's not like on paper or anything, but we're I think we're lucky that we have like very different areas of expertise.
Different skill sets.
Yeah, like he has been an operator for like 20 years. So I am like never gonna, tell him where to install an ice machine, for example, because
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And, he doesn't know how to, like, attach a PDF to an email, so, like, I'm
Great.
obviously doing, like,
Great.
all of
Yeah.
he's very analog man. He's like, "We'll meet at, sunset at, in this on the northwest corner of the street," like, it's a whole thing, but, yeah, he's, like, the operator. And I'm kind of like doing, the comms, the marketing, the branding, the
Yeah,
PR,
yeah.
the visual, we don't, I'm doing like a lot of the physical design too, like with his input. Like that's kind of, I think, the one gray area where we recently had a conversation where he was like, I think, like, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, like, when it comes to, like, the design, because 'cause we're, like, miscommunicating with the architect or, like, I'm telling
Yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
something and he's telling him something different and he's getting confused, and I'm like, "Okay." So we just, like, made the decision that, like, I'm in charge. He was like, it's just
Fair.
gonna go through you. You're the point of contact with the architect, and then, like, if there are things that you need a second opinion on, like, I'm here, but, like, it ends with you when it comes to, like, design choices, and I'm like, "Great, done."
I'm sure he has an opinion on the cocktail menu and what brand like, so
Yes.
let's talk about that. 'Cause you guys
Yeah.
are both married to literally
I know,
mixologists,
I wanna
bartenders, like,
hear
people in the whole industry.
such a funny thing.
Mhm.
Um, okay, well, I wanna hear your story, Stephanie,
I
but
think you just went off mute. I
since you
think you're
got me.
muted.
I'm muted.
There you
Oh,
are.
I
There you
did.
are.
I intentionally muted myself because someone's mowing my lawn that I don't have, and I'm very
You're
curious
like,
who's mowing my lawn, so I muted myself. Was this always part of your love story is what I wanted to know. Like, you wanted to open something together. Was this like one
no,
day, like part of this just
absolutely.
came out of nowhere?
Yeah, this was like a, just circumstantial, but
I love it though.
Yeah, no, it makes sense when I like zoom out a little bit. I'm like, it all kind of like makes sense in the whole story. I
So you're not surprised where the story has
No,
gone.
not
Okay.
surprised where it's gone, but it definitely wasn't like the intention.
So what is your love story, if
Oh
you
my
don't mind
gosh.
sharing? I love a good
Oh,
love story.
it's like such a funny story. Um, I it was the year 2014, 2013, whatever. So my husband Igor was one of the founders of the Cocktail Bar Employees Only, which if you like know the bartending world at all, they were like one of the pioneers of the craft cocktail movement in New
Mhm.
York. So one of like the first bars to really start like thinking thoughtfully about the drink menu and how that experience, came to
Spoken like a
life.
true
And
publicist.
yeah, I'm like, they were one of the 4 schools of bartending in early
You've got
aughts
your
New York
talking point down.
City.
It's
I've
great.
got my boilerplate. I eventually got them as a client many years later, but I met him actually because through a friend who was a journalist that back in my PR days I had taken out. She's one of my best friends now, but she had gone out to dinner with me as a favor because for a client, obviously, Stephanie,
Yeah.
like you're like,
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
need like some
I need
coverage
I
for this
need someone,
client.
please.
Need
Yeah.
someone, please. Can you just like come have dinner with me at this
Yeah.
place? So she did it. She was a great sport about it. We had a whole vodka tasting, and then
Fantastic.
it was
You
wonderful.
weren't twisting her arm in any way.
No, she was like, as soon as she knew what she was getting into, she was like, okay, I
Yeah, fine.
understand my
Yeah.
assignment. So, but then we were like pretty heavily intoxicated, but she was like, no, I got to take it. I was like, okay, I'll take you for one nightcap, like wherever you want to go. It happened to be her birthday the next day. I was like, we're going to get you a birthday cocktail. Like, where do you want to go? And she was like, I
Uh-huh.
want to go to my favorite bar, Employees Only. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't been there in years. It's so funny. Sure, let's do it. And so we get there. Obviously, it was like a Thursday night. There's a huge line outside, and I was like, "I love you, Lynette. Like, I love you so much. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not staying online. Like we just got to call it." And Igor, my now husband, was outside in like his bartending uniform, the like
Sure.
white
Bartender whites.
bartender coat, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like smoking a cig outside, obviously. And he was like, she was like a regular, and he was like, Lynette, like, come in. So we like go in through the back door. He's like, I have a seat for you at the bar. And then we ended up just like chatting all night with him. And he like, it was like a whole he like, we shared a cab home because I realized we were neighbors. And he was like a perfect gentleman, texted me. And I was like, oh my God, a true publicist. I was like, I'm going to get this guy as a client.
Yeah.
Like, he was
Yeah.
like, oh, we should talk because we're trying to hire a PR agency right now for our 10th
Yeah.
anniversary.
Absolutely
And
thinking
I
of
was
the
like,
client first
I was like
versus like
locked in. I
relationship.
was like, I'm
Yeah.
locking it in. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know who this guy is. He's kind of like interesting looking. He has a handlebar mustache, like not really my speed, but like whatever.
Total
Like,
bartender
I'm
vibe.
locking
Yeah.
it in. Total bartender vibe. I'm like, I feel like the cliche came from him. Like he's like that guy. But yeah, he was like, do you want to get dinner? I was like, sure. Like, let's talk
Yeah.
business.
Uh-huh.
And then he was like, I actually like just I'm interested in dating you. But like you can pitch for the business, but like I actually just would like you to be my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, like annoying,
Ugh.
very annoying, very annoying.
Yeah.
But like,
Damn my love
okay.
life. I just wanted to sign the client.
I literally I had texted Ashley, I had texted my boss. I was like, would
Huh?
you want this as a client? And she was like, fuck yes, like do
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Didn't get them. Didn't get them. They like obviously went with the cheaper option.
Of course.
Obviously, of course.
course.
Yeah, yeah.
Years later, I found that out. They were like, we just hired the other people because like they offered the lowest rate. And I was like, wish I had known that.
Yeah.
But we ended up, yeah, very long story short, we ended up dating. And then he was like, I have to move to Singapore because I'm going to open Employees Only there. Like, do you want to come? And I was like,
How long had you been dating at that point? Because that's a big move.
I know. We were, I want to say it was definitely over a year, but maybe 2 years. But like, it definitely,
Oh.
like, we definitely weren't like,
In
married.
it. Yeah, you weren't like committed. It wasn't like
in
a ring
yeah.
involved.
Yeah,
How?
it was like we were just, but I was like, sure. I was was feeling like it was kind of like a now or never thing. I was like, oh, what a crazy adventure to maybe go on. I was like young at the time. I was like, fuck it. Like, what do I have to lose? Like, it's a cool adventure.
Singapore, why not? Yeah.
Singapore, why not? Yeah, and then I did it, and then we ended up like getting married pretty soon after that. And then like had 2 kids while we were there.
In Singapore.
In Singapore, yeah.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Wow.
It was such a cool experience. Just like the healthcare systems outside the US are just like actually
My
work.
sister had a kid in London and was like, yeah, we just kind of went to the
NHS.
hospital and
Yeah.
then you
And
go
it's free.
home
And
and there's no bill. It's like, what
Yeah.
do you mean there's
what
no
do you
bill?
mean?
What-
Yeah.
Go on. Tell me everything.
Yeah. Tell me
That's
more.
amazing though. That's
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was cool. The hospital
all the
was
babies.
so nice. It was like the most luxurious birthing experience. I always say, like, I'm like, if not that I'm like ever gonna have another kid, but like I would fly back to Asia to do it. To like just
I don't blame you.
for the
Once you've gotten a taste of that. And I like to brag that I got a free 10-minute foot massage at my hospital where I delivered.
I mean,
Because
that's
that
really
was
nice.
the royal treatment. Like, no, I still had to pay
Nice.
thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
dollars. Like, it's still
Yeah.
the American healthcare system. But
Wait, who's rubbing your feet in the hospital?
Yeah, is it a nurse? Like,
A
it is
nurse?
it is
Like,
a
who's doing
masseuse.
that?
They have a masseuse that comes around. They've done it for both of my deliveries. Yeah. And
I've never heard of
the
that before.
one delivery was absolutely lovely, very relaxing. The other delivery wanted to talk about whether or not I was going to breastfeed the whole time. And I was like, this is not relaxing. Let's not
opposite of
chit-chat. Let's
relaxing.
just
Opposite of relaxing.
this is like my Zen moment, and you're sucking
Yeah.
the life out of it. But still, nice touch.
My favorite
touch.
part of it was with Rio, my first. They like gave me an iPad to order like my meal for after delivery, and it was literally lobster. Like was one of the options. I was like, I have to get it. I was like, I don't even want
Yeah.
it, but I'm just gonna get it just so I can like
Just because
say
it's
I
on
had
the
the
option.
lobster
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
delivery. It was insane.
Wow.
So again, like I'm obsessed with like 2 people who have husbands who are steeped in the
Yes.
industry.
Wait, Stephanie, can you just tell me your TLDR? Because I'm like so curious.
Oh, yeah,
My
not me, yeah.
husband was the head bartender mixologist at a club in the city, Bounce Sporting Club.
Duh.
And so many relationships have started there. And when people hear the name of that bar, they're like, oh, yeah,
lot.
obviously
Yeah.
you met him at Bounce. We met on a Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock because when I started my company, I didn't have office space. So I would just kind of bounce around to bars and find Wi-Fi. And so I was sitting at his bar
And you
on
went
my
to
laptop working because a friend of mine was doing social media for them. And so she was like, let's just go here. Like, I need to pop by. I was like, sure, no big deal. So I was kind of sitting at the bar working while she was doing her side hustle. And we met then. And he was dating someone else at the time, but we just kind of really hit it off and were super close friends, like just hung out and bopped around to industry events for a while and just kind of like
Yeah.
really got to know each other. His relationship eventually didn't work out. And we started dating almost immediately after. It was like a 3-year relationship. And he was like, I just don't want to get into anything, long-term, whatever. Within a year, we'd moved in together. Within 3 months of that, he was ring shopping. Like, it's one of those, like, when you know kind of situation.
Yes.
So it was not at
Yeah.
all an intentional thing. It
Yeah.
was not, I was not going to Bounce on a Tuesday afternoon looking for love, but I found
And
him
yeah,
and I loved it. But
you were
I'm not surprised I ended up with a bartender because that was my move. In my 20s, when I first moved to the city, all my friends would go out and they would like go to the, crowds of boys in the bar trying to
And
find
you were
someone to buy
chatting
them
with
a
the
drink.
bartender.
And I was like, no, go straight
You're
to
like,
the source.
"Guys."
Like, cut out the middleman. I always made friends with the bartender. I was like, that's the move.
Well, it
Like,
makes
go
sense
right there.
for what you were doing for work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doing PR for bars and restaurants.
Yes.
So, yeah, we've been married for almost 7 years now. 7 years in December.
And
2 kids,
wait, is this
third brewing.
This is your third? Oh my gosh, bless you.
Yeah.
You're going to be
Yeah.
outnumbered.
We are. We're weighing that. I mean, we're committed at this point.
Yes,
It's happening.
Yeah,
so.
it's happening.
But yeah, no, we're
It's gonna
excited
be
about it. We're
wonderful.
all IVF babies, so it's a very like deliberate choice that we've
Yeah.
made to
Oh my
keep going.
gosh.
So we're really excited.
Blessings.
Come in December. Thank you.
We'll have
And
a drink.
then
in
love
bed.
stories. Marry the bartender.
Yeah.
When in doubt.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if this is true for your husband, but mine is so good with kids because they like have dealt with drunk people for so long. And it's like basically the same if you think about it, like an infant or a toddler.
Yeah.
You're like, let's get some water in you. Like, okay,
You know where
put your
I've
shoes
seen
on.
that? When we bought our house and we went to our first HOA meeting and had random angry old neighbors yelling at us,
Yes.
my husband just
Yeah.
sat there, hands behind his back,
Yeah.
just taking it because they were specifically yelling at him for something he had asked. And I was like, oh my gosh, who knew that your years
Yes.
behind the bar and working the
Yes.
door at a club
You
would
keep
come
your
in
cool.
handy
You
at our
keep your
HOA
cool.
meeting? Like, this is not where I thought this skill set would come in handy.
Like I want to tell people like it's a hack. Like they're the best dads because they have put up with so much bullshit.
Yeah.
And like kicking people out of bars and just like inebriated people.
Although mine does have poor
it.
hearing from
From all the
decades of
years.
loud
Yeah.
music and people shouting
Yeah.
vodka soda at
Yeah.
him. So
Yes.
that's a little, I mean, he has his flaws. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, for sure. But I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, wait, this is you're so good with I remember like with our first, I was like, you're so good with them. Like,
Yeah.
what?
That's always a fun surprise when you're like, I hope I married someone who's going to
Right,
be
because
the
you
right
actually
guy to make
don't
kids with.
know. You actually
No.
don't know until it happens. Like how, like you
No.
don't know if someone's a good father until after.
No, you have no idea what that's going to look like or what the
no
discipline
idea.
style is going to be, or, you know, if they suddenly become more affectionate, less affectionate, all of those
Yeah.
things. You're like, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's good.
But Helen,
Mine's
you're
doing great.
done. 2
Yes.
kids,
Oh
not
my
one
God.
more. I guess you do have a third baby. Which
Yes.
is
No,
like
it is
epic,
the
so.
third baby is the business.
Yeah.
And we got a gecko earlier this summer. I was like, I think
Are
the
they
gecko
very
completed
needy?
our family.
Is a gecko a needy pet?
No, so low
Okay.
maintenance. Highly recommend for any
Starter pets?
parent, any parent who's getting begged for a pet, and they like it was incessant for like months. I was like, oh my God, fine. I don't know. My kids like love reptiles. I was like, fine.
Great.
But very low maintenance. Just like you have to get used to like them eating like live worms, but it's like not that bad.
I feel like I'd be okay with that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not
I don't
bad.
know.
It's not bad.
What is the gecko's name?
So it's like
Haru.
no.
Haru, named after
Okay.
my son's friend who moved to Japan last year. Very cute.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, just
Really
cute.
sweet.
I was going to ask you. So it's like it's Ziggy. You're in Dumbo. It's Ziggy's. It's opening night. You can finally take a deep breath. You roll up to the bar. Your family's there. Your friends are there. What are you eating and drinking?
Oh, good question. I am drinking a tequila on the rocks with a lime. That's just like my go-to. I feel like, I don't know, Stephanie, if this is true for you, but like I don't even like waste my time with cocktails. I'm like, it's just, you know, because you're like, I've so
Yeah.
many years of like like reading about them, writing
Yeah.
about them, like pitching them, talking about them, and I'm like, I just give it to me straight.
I have such an
So-
appreciation for what goes into them and
Totally.
the creativity and the presentation. But yeah, in the same way, I'll usually
I'm
have
like,
like a beer and a shot. And
I'm
be like,
good.
Nope,
I'm good.
thanks."
Don't waste your time doing a curated mixture for me. I'm good. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm doing
we're
a
good.
tequila on the rocks, and I'm probably eating like a pizza. Like we're doing like really
Okay.
delicious Roman style, like super thin, like the scissor
I can't wait to
pizzas.
visit.
Yeah, so I'm probably like, it's because it's probably gonna be the fastest thing for me to eat, because I imagine I'm gonna have to be like going to have another
Yeah, you won't be
conversation
sitting
or-
down to
yeah.
leisurely enjoy a meal. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm probably just shoving a slice of pizza.
Did I
in my
make up
mouth.
that this is a family-friendly space?
No, it's a family-friendly space. It's obviously going to be like a really good time and like really great food and bev. So like not to like alienate non-parents, because we love like all people, but the space has a little mezzanine. It's a really interesting, like we have like these huge like 25-foot ceilings, and then there's a mezzanine with like, I think maybe like 20 seats. So we're gonna just turn like a sliver of the mezzanine into a kids like lounge area, because
So cool.
yeah, like a cute like little living room for like the kids, and there's just gonna be like some magnet-tiles, some drawing supplies.
Spoken like a true mom. Who
Yeah,
knows
because
what it's like to go to a restaurant with kids.
Exactly. It sucks. It's like the whole like concept was birthed from our personal frustrations with going out to eat with our kids because we obviously like come from the industry. We love going out to eat. It's such a big part of our lives. And then there was like a 2-year period where we didn't go anywhere except Shake Shack and like the food halls because we just couldn't. We could like it was just annoying. We couldn't. We were like, this isn't worth the juice. Isn't worth the squeeze here.
Yeah.
No one's having a good time. The kids are not having a good time.
We're in that period right now. That's our life with a 2 and a 4-year-old.
We're not like it's not like we're having a good time. Like why are we even here?
We can't enjoy the meal. It's just how long can we keep them contained before someone needs to do a lap around the restaurant.
A lap. And then it's always like,
out.
it's always a lap around the restaurant. Or like then you're like, okay, take my phone, like fine. So we're hoping that this alleviates some of that pain that parents feel. Just like, okay, you're done. Like, cause they're like, my kids are always like, can I be done? Like they like eat their like 3 bites of pasta or like whatever. And they're like, okay, can I be done? And like, usually we're like, no, sit because we're all eating or like me and dad are eating. And we just like, I just want to like finish my fucking Aperol spritz. Like, can you just like sit there for like 10 more minutes? But
never, of course not.
Never. So yeah, hopefully it'll be like, you know what? You can be done. Go over there and like find something. Go to that cool contained space.
It makes you realize why McDonald's all had that like
100%.
caged-in playground. I'm like, bring those back. Those were amazing.
Why did they ever go away?
So this is that, but with actual great food, great drinks, like solid hospitality.
I mean, sign me up.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the vision. I'm hoping.
I mean, I predict a success. Like clearly, like we're economists and futurists.
I'll be there.
And predict the future
Steph
trends
will
of the
be
restaurant
there.
industry. But like,
from your lips to God's
there is
ears,
a market.
Like, I really hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
I'm making more kids to bring there. Like I'm helping right now as much as I can.
Supporting. Yes. I love it. Yeah, that is our hunch. That's the hypothesis. And people in the neighborhood have been really excited about it. I have like parents coming up to me, you know, at like pickup, and like everyone has been very supportive and shown enthusiasm for the idea. So I'm hoping that it works. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a shortage of those.
What's so what do you want us to do? It's sign up for your VIP list, which I saw.
It
Tell
is
everyone.
follow. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on LinkedIn. What else are we on? I'm gonna launch on Substack. We're on like all the things.
My goodness.
Oh, Substack.
It's all the things.
Yeah.
So what's the Substack piece?
My God. Okay, you're gonna hold me accountable for this. So it's been on my ever evolving to-do list, but I went to journalism school. I thought I was like gonna be a writer, as many publicists do. I feel like until they discover like the other side is like just as fun. So I've like always wanted to like do a writing project on the side. So I have been toying around with the idea of starting like just like my own personal Substack. It's like, I think it's the same as my TikTok handle, but it's going to be called Tequila Mom, obviously. And, where I'm hoping to launch it in the next few weeks. I have like, they're just like sitting in drafts. Like I have the first few posts just sitting in drafts, and I'm just like, I just have to like ready. I've been like thinking about it for a really long time, and I'm like, it's just like the social stuff. You just have to do it. Like everyone's
and is
like,
this going to be ZIGGY'S related or just more
it'll be like an extension of my now like personal brand, I guess, and then but obviously like documenting the journey of like founding a business and all that stuff.
Well, you got the early adopters here. We're fans. We'll be there.
Yeah. Yes. And then I've been cultivating a very an email list via, I think it's in our Instagram bio, but it's a bit.ly link too. It's bit.ly/ZIGGY'S Roman. And it's just like an email list where I'm sending just updates and giving out free merch, and it'll be my my list of people who are getting invited to our opening party, which I obviously already secured a tequila sponsor for. So
amazing.
Shout out to Lalo Tequila.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. That's fantastic.
So good.
I mean, you know what you're doing. Between you and your husband, like this is set up for success.
I feel like I've been, you know, training my whole life for this. So it's good.
Okay. Last question, and then we'll wrap. So I want to be cognizant of time before school pickup. Okay, it's Friday night. Time check, it's October 3rd. You have a babysitter tonight, and you guys can go to
Is this
dinner
hypothetical?
anywhere in Brooklyn. Where this is hypothetical.
I'm
I
like,
wish I
wait.
could
I
be
was like,
your
how do you know she has a
babysitter? I know.
babysitter?
Surprise.
Usually
wait.
my husband is the babysitter. So, okay,
It's
but
the
now I have
best.
to.
Yeah.
But where are you eating and drinking tonight?
Okay.
In Brooklyn, let's say. We'll keep it to Brooklyn for you.
Wait, literally Inga's where we.
Mm.
Okay, so
Inga's is the former Jack the Horse Tavern for any. So, because we used to live right down the road in Brooklyn Heights. And so I loved going back there because it was like my old stomping
That
ground.
was such a good
Yeah,
apartment. I
Inga's.
miss that. I miss that
It
neighborhood.
was a good place. But
the best
Inga's,
neighborhood.
okay.
I mean, okay, honestly, like if it's ever like a last minute, like, and we like didn't make a reservation or we don't have a prior plan, like we're always just like walking to Inga's because it's the perfect like roll up to the bar and get like a martini and like a delicious burger neighborhood restaurant. So that Inga's is like, yeah, I don't know what we did before Inga's in Brooklyn Heights area. It's like really the best. But if we are, I don't know, I feel like anytime we're like, oh, we get a sitter and we're doing a date night, we're always just like going to see friends at the places they own or where
Yeah.
they work.
Yeah.
So like I'm always like, oh, like, or Igor's making me go to employees only, and I'm like, can we try something new? Like,
Yeah.
please.
We
So
know
it's
what we're
either-
gonna get there. We know the experience
I'm like,
there.
it's delicious. I love it, but like, there's so many restaurants that just open. Like, can we just like do something new? So I don't know. We're visiting friends. We're going to employees only. We're going to Katana Kitten. We're going to Sip and Guzzle. But
What about
yeah,
Long Island Bar? I feel like I've been
love
going
Long
back there
Island
often.
Bar.
Yeah, right on Atlantic.
It's just a classic. Also, one of those like easy neighborhood establishments. You could just like, I love places where you can go spontaneously, but then also get like an amazing experience delivered. Like the perfect
Yeah.
cosmopolitan and side of fried cheese curds, which like what
Thank you.
more
Sign me up.
could you
So
ask
good.
for on a
Nothing.
Friday?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
The
That's
last
my
time
perfect
Steph and I went
Friday.
there, though, it was before the Zach Bryan concert. I'm in like concert mode, friend mode, socializing, like not at all work mode, and in
Yeah.
walks Robert Simonson, who is always at that
Of
bar, who
course.
is a
Yeah, that's his
cocktail
like
writer.
local. Yes.
And he's always there, but I didn't like think, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be working tonight. Like, but then you immediately have to like flip the switch and turn on the hello, so good to see you. And
Fun, yeah.
he's lovely. He's wonderful. But it was just a really fun, because I feel like that happens a lot. I don't know if that happens to you. I would assume going to bars
Yes.
and you see people and you're like, okay, am I here for
now
social
you're
purposes
like
or now
switching
is
tabs. It's
which
like
hat
the
am I wearing
switching
right
tabs. I know.
now? Yeah.
It just like is part of, yeah. You're like, oh wait, okay. Am I buttoned up?
And then back to my cheese curds and martini.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
Favorite last meal. Okay, I want to be cognizant. You have to go pick up your kid. You gotta go pick up Rio, and he's
Gotta
gonna be
go
waiting
pick
for
up.
you.
Actually, have to go pick up both of them and force them to
Both.
go to soccer practice. So
Mm,
you're
I feel like
my.
it's a
Tell 'em.
beautiful
I
day for
know.
soccer.
You're my
It's a beautiful
inspo.
soccer
I
I'm
weather.
gonna lay down the law today. I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's a whole thing. But like they like were enthused about soccer. Now they're like, I don't want to. Every Friday now, it's like I don't want to go, and I'm like, honestly, I'm at the point where I want to just be like, let me see if I
Okay.
can get my money back, like
Yeah.
kind of a thing. But like Igor's like, no, we have to like force them because it's like you signed up for something, like you have to see it through. Kind
The
of thing,
parenting
but-
conundrum of teaching them about
Right?
commitment, but then also being like, this isn't fun for me anymore either.
It's not. It's the opposite of fun for the parent. You're
Yeah.
like, you think I like forcing you to do something against your will?
No
Like,
one's enjoying this.
no
Yeah.
one's enjoying this. So like, let's just like make it less painful for everyone. But I don't know. We're still in that camp of like, okay, let's like try to teach them that it's
I'll come down. I'll whip him into shape. Coach
Coach
Steph is
Steph.
here.
is
All
Coach
good.
Steph
Steph's here.
in the
Oh, yeah.
uniform.
Coach Steph.
Oh yeah, I'm literally, and this is like literally my Northwestern
Is that
women's
your
soccer. Like
actual?
That
this
was
is my
yours. You were number
actual jersey.
14.
Number 14. I know, kind of random.
Wow.
Here.
Steph,
Stefany
I'm
is
so,
representing
as if
in
I
Northwestern
couldn't be
jersey.
more impressed. I'm like, so I can't believe you were like an actual athlete. That's like
An actual
legit.
one.
an actual, but
She's
like because you
legit.
work in sports, but like
I know.
you were a legit
Yeah.
athlete
I
at an
hold the
amazing
Northwestern
school.
women's athletics squat record, which is like which is like insane. Because if you think about like all of the athletes at Northwestern who did like field hockey,
Wait.
softball, and then like you got me who came in
That's
there.
so
I couldn't
impressive.
even tell.
What is it holding a
that they-
single
they
squat? Is
beat
it
it.
how many squats?
No, it's like it's a max, and so like I'm sure I have to go back and I'm going to show. I think I definitely have been dethroned because it's literally been like almost 20 years since I graduated from college. Right? 20 years.
That's still a badge of honor. That's amazing.
I know. I'm just gotta say.
I'm blown away.
So,
Wow.
so
Those strong
squats and
thighs.
martinis.
Yeah, I'm
Well
like,
done.
are you glutes of steel?
I mean, what can I say? Okay.
Incredible.
Amazing to have you. Okay, next time we see each other, it's literally over a drink
Yeah.
and pizza at
Yeah.
Ziggy's.
Yay.
Can't wait.
Stephanie, I
And
hope
once we do
you're
season
not pregnant
2
anymore.
I mean, given your opening schedule, I should still be pregnant.
But
But
like,
as I like to say, the important stuff's already made, so I'm okay having
Yes.
like a glass of wine. Like I'm good.
okay.
I'm good. I'm not too strict about that. We'll see. The kid comes out with extra arms.
No, it's fine. He's baked. He's baked.
It's just an extra lens.
Yeah.
Helen, amazing. Thank you for joining the
you.
pod. We're
Thank
gonna
you
do
for
a
having
Sip Happens
me.
live from Ziggy's next year.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's
Okay, thank
manifest
you.
Just
that.
throw our kids into the mezzanine and
Yes,
record while they're
yes.
playing blissfully.
We can invite all
Like
of
you guys
the
joke.
moms.
No,
No,
it's- we're gonna do it. Yeah.
I'm putting this in
No,
my
sign me up.
vision board 2026.
Yeah. I think it's
Sign
fair.
me
I
up.
love it.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you guys.
Cheers. Thank you.